That's lovely.
Thank you. I like that thing.
A lot of sticks, but a lot of houses with stickers.
And now for some dessert. An after-dinner drink.
What was that dessert over there?
Ah, cherries jubilee with spumoni.
Looks more like a flamethrower to me.
I'll just have a chocolate mousse and the cognac, please.
I think I'll have the Tortoni Luigi.
Coffee, Luigi.
I'll have the same, Luigi.
I am not Luigi. I am only Alfredo.
Why don't you try the espresso?
Oh, you think?
Well, if you don't like it, I'll finish it.
One espresso Luigi. Very nice.
There he goes with the Luigi again.
Everything around here is something, Luigi. It's his restaurant.
Oh. Faye, in memory of this wonderful evening, I think that we should name our first child Luigi.
Well, what if he's a girl?
Oh. Well, in that case, I think we ought to name him Shirley.
Well, he's gone bananas.
It's called love.
Charlie? If I could tear you away for a moment.
Oh,
I'd like to
yes,
propose
yes.
a toast.
Of course, Mac.
For Charlie, replacing you will neither be easy nor agreeable.
I hope you're doing the right thing.
Of course he is.
You're not letting me finish my toast.
It's not you, Faye. It's Charlie, 11 years on the force. All that pension and security just going out the window. What are you laughing about?
The idea of security and being a cop.
No, I think Charlie has a great future. I'm sure that he will double his salary in no time.
Let's drink to that.
I will indeed.
And I'd like to propose a toast to Faye, who has instilled in me a confidence I never knew I had.
That's so lovely.
Tell me, Charlie, what are your plans after your resignation is official?
Well, sir, I've already had a couple of feelers from two very respectable investigative agencies.
Mm-hmm. They make a firm offer?
One of them did. But I'm not going to rush into anything until I'm absolutely sure it's what I want. I know I definitely do not want to be a gumshoe.
What's a gumshoe?
A private detective who follows people around.
Well, what else does a private detective do?
Well, those big agencies have good administrative men, too.
And that's the kind of job I'm hoping to land. Not that working with you hasn't been terrific, sir, but the hours do leave a lot to be desired.
And you think you'll enjoy working from 9 until 5?
You bet I will. It'll give me more chance to be with Faye.
Mm-hmm. We just missed the turn off Broadway.
But that's the way to work.
My car's at the work, remember?
Yes. Okay, I'll turn here and double back.
you sure you don't want to stop by the house?
No, thank you, sir. It's getting rather late. Thanks for a terrific evening.
Good night.
Good night, Sally. It's been a pleasure meeting you.
Yes, and we're going to have to do this again soon, right, Sergeant?
You bet.
Good night.
Good night.
The whole thing is incredible. I mean, who is she?
Where is she?
Probably parked somewhere looking at the stars.
Listen, I've been waiting up all night to meet this great new love of his.
The whole thing is fishy. All of a sudden, he's in love. I mean, no warning at all.
What did you expect? Fanfare?
Yeah, what's she like?
Very attractive. Oh, hello there.
Good evening.
Beneath the surface of all that love and kisses, I detect a patronizing attitude. Besides, she's definitely not Sergeant Enright's type.
How can you say that?
I don't even know what type she is.
Besides, I don't even know what that means.
Maybe he's not her type. What does she see in him?
Now that is chauvinistic.
I thought you had to be a man to be chauvinistic.
No, a woman can be sure. Are you still here?
Of course I'm still here. Anyway, Sergeant Enright's future is my concern, too.
I think it's time for you to say goodnight.
Not by a long shot.
All right, I'll grant you, she is attractive and wholesome in appearance. But what do we know about her? Where does she come from? How does she live so lavishly?
You sound like a mother hen has lost her little chick.
Well, Sergeant Enright's like a part of our family.
She has a wealthy father in Denver. That much I'll tell you. And besides, we haven't lost a son. We've gained a daughter.
Well, somehow I don't feel maternal towards her.
Do you mind?
No, I don't mind.
Beat it.
Tell you what we'll do. We'll have her over for lunch. Then we'll give her the good old third degree.
Ladies, please, leave him alone. It's Enright's life.
We'll think of something, Mildred.
All right.
You don't really think she's that bad, do you?
Mac, I just hate to see Sergeant Enright throwing his life away.
He's not throwing his life away. He's changing his job.
Something does not ring true about her. I'm sure of it.
I realize this is not a retirement luncheon. Charlie's much too young for that. But I do want to present him with this gold watch as a token of our appreciation.
Thank you very much, sir.
That is a beauty.
Well, it's been 11 great years with the police department. And the last 5 years with you, sir, have been more than gratifying. Thank you. I have made enough friends to last me an entire lifetime. And I hope that you won't hold it against me for leaving. It's certainly not because of any dissatisfaction with the work or the fine people that I've worked with. It's just that there comes a time in every man's life when he must reassess his career goals. And if I may speak frankly, sir, I'm hoping to better myself financially. So from the bottom of my heart, may I thank you for this wonderful luncheon and this beautiful watch. And I think I'd better sit down now and stop talking before I change my mind. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming. I'm going to miss you. Bye-bye. Thank you, sir.
He really quit, didn't he, Mildred?
Yeah, but he'll still come around. He's a pushover for my cooking.
Who's a pushover for your cooking?
Sergeant Enright.
He's a pushover for anybody's cooking.
Gee, thanks, Commissioner.
Hello.
Let me see what.
Oh, is that her?
Fabulous Faye.
Wow, look at that jewelry. Look at those threads. That must cost more than he makes in a year. Well, now I understand everything. He couldn't possibly support her on a sergeant's salary.
Mildred, if her father in Denver is supposed to have all that money, what difference does it make what his salary is?
That's not the point.
Charlie will provide for him on his own, without anybody's help.
Mr. Herschel, rumor has it that you're not running for re-election.
Rumor has it wrong.
I'm making it official that my campaign has started, as of now.
Give him hell, Gary.
Any further questions?
Yes, well, I would like to know why you're not going to run.
I think it's just fine. It demonstrates the mayor's awareness of fiscal responsibility, and at the same time, the budget shows the man to be a humanitarian.
Sound enthusiastic, Herb.
Just because I'm the city controller doesn't make me a tightwad. I've been around too long to be rattled by the penny pinchers.
Morning, Herb.
Commissioner. Oh, Commissioner.
How are you coming with a budget problem?
Stinks. But what can you do? The economy's killing all of us.
You didn't tell me about it. I lost in right to the economy.
I thought you lost into a woman.
Same thing, isn't it?
There's just no way City Hall competes with the private sector today.
If there was a little more budget in my department, I might still have it.
I suppose you're right, Stuart. There's a young lawyer, name of Art Taylor. He's brilliant, interested in criminology. He's been working in the public defender's office.
Mm-hmm. Is he another one of your legendary Herb Simpson pitches?
My pitches are legendary because I always deliver the goods. Besides, you'd like him. He could provide you with a different point of view. And there's no denying we can all use fresh input around here these days.
Is he a nephew?
No.
Son of a good friend.
Mac, you know I wouldn't bother you if the kid was a lox.
Have him stop by.
I owe you one, pal. He's in your office now.
Go on. Good morning, Maggie. Good morning, Maggie.
Good morning, Commissioner.
What are you so engrossed about?
My sample ballot just came in the mail, and I can't decide who to vote for. Do you have a preference?
Mm-hmm.
Well?
Oh, well, take Voigtlander, for example. Young, bright, well-researched, supported the new water bill. A very consumer-oriented piece of legislation.
So you think that's the man to vote for?
He is a woman.
Funny name.
Her husband doesn't think so.
All right, I'll mark my ballot for her.
On the other hand, there's Wilson, the opponent. Head of the mayor's commission on ecology. The report was no less than brilliant. Would you like a cup of coffee?
No, thanks. I have some. What's Wilson?
Protestant, I think.
No, man or woman?
I thought you said it didn't matter.
I am trying to form an informed opinion, Commissioner.
Oh, well. Wilson's a man, and they're both exceptionally well qualified.
Then I'm right back where I started again. Which one should I vote for?
The last time I looked, the ballot was secret.
So you're not going to push some preference on me?
Have I ever pushed some preference on you before?
Mrs. McMillan always has a very strong opinion.
Not this year.
Why not?
She forgot to register.
Herschel, any comments on the mayor's budget?
Not at this time.
Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry to interrupt. Excuse me very much, but Jerry, you're already...
That's all, boys.
Thank you.
I'll get back to you with my comments on the budget as soon as I go over to Thurley. We're next.
It's a regular.
Pardon me, Captain Herschel. There's an urgent phone call for you. You can take it on a house phone right there.
Thank you.
Line 3.
But make it quick, please.
Herschel speaking.
The next time you contact me, I'm going to the police. Even if it costs me the election.
What was it? Nothing. Nothing important. While I'm here, I'll stop in to see the commissioner.
Jerry, we're running very late.
Only be a minute.
Leave your telephone number with my secretary. We'll be in touch.
Very good, sir. You got a minute, Mac?
Sure, Jerry. Come on in. Want a cup of coffee?
No, I haven't got time.
Well, you look as though you're not going to make it through the campaign.
Mac, I feel like I'm living in 1984 lately.
What's the problem?
What it comes down to is that I'm in a jam, and I'd like very much to talk to you confidentially about it.
Slow down now. What is it?
No, not now. Can you meet me at my house at 6 o'clock tonight?
I'll be there.
Thanks, Mac.
Jerry. You being blackmailed?
How did you know?
Seems to be going around.
I'll lay it all out for you tonight.
Relax, Jerry. It'll be all right. Maybe we can help.
Yes, sir. Mr. Enright?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Townsend will see you now.
Oh, thank you very much.
Enright Townsend.
Charles Enright here. I brought along a profile and some references.
Oh, that won't be necessary. We're rather large for Mr. Enright. We work up our own profile, so to speak. Mr. Danziger is waiting to meet you. I'm number 2 around here, which, in case you mistake my meaning, is a very powerful position. My father-in-law, of course, is number 1. Adrian, this is Charles Enright.
Enright? Sit down. Cigar?
Thank you, sir. That is a tremendous security system you have here, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, I brought along I didn't realize that interviews were recorded, sir.
On the contrary, this gadget ensures that no one records us.
Oh, I see. That is very impressive, sir.
Forget that. I already know all I have to know about you, including Lucy Ann Wilcox.
Lucy Ann Wilcox?
Your first girlfriend, back in Des Moines, during your second year of high school, I believe.
Lucy Ann Wilcox, of course. Well, I'd almost forgotten about her myself. Well, to tell you the truth, sir, my first relationship with a girl wasn't very eventful.
Yes, so I've been told. When I want a man, my research is quite thorough. You have the character and credentials I'm always looking for, Mr. Enright. Have I made a joke?
Oh, no, sir, not at all. It's just that I'm not used to the Mr. Enright. It was Sergeant for an awfully long time.
Far too long for a man of your capabilities.
Well, thank you, sir.
I also know the other offers you've received. My offer will be higher.
What is it you don't know about me, sir?
Nothing.
Well, that sounds a bit chilling.
We have to know everything about our agent.
Perhaps I should ask you the question, sir.
Good idea.
Well, sir, what service does your firm perform exactly?
Well, primarily, we gather information for our clients. Politicians who have to know about the opposition, lawyers who are preparing civil and criminal suits, and, of course, the occasional security case that comes along. I'm very proud of this firm, Mr. Enright. I operate it on a very high level. I never accept anything as shoddy as a divorce case, for instance.
I'm glad to hear that, sir. I wouldn't want to be involved in anything like that either.
We also take on some government work from time to time. It can get a little cloak and daggerish.
Well, that should keep things interesting.
Now, I realize your preference is administrative, and I'll, of course, keep that in mind if you join the firm.
Is that all?
I'm waiting for your decision.
Well, I can't deny that I'm very favorably impressed, sir. However, I would like some time to consider it.
I understand. But while you agonize over your career move, perhaps you should meet some of the people with whom you'll be working. Give Mr. Enright the tour.
Thank you very much, sir. It's been a pleasure meeting you.
Don't delay your decision too long, young man.
What do you think of the old man?
Well, he's very straightforward. I really like him.
Now you're about to meet the number 3 man. Actually, he's the presiding genius of the firm.
Mr. Nelson.
Yes. Rather austere chap. He was once a government operator of some importance. Nelson, this is Enright. He's already met the old man.
Every agent of the firm is required to perform field duty, whether or not his career is administration-oriented. That includes ex-policemen.
I don't mind field work, sir.
Don't let Nelson upset you. He isn't as bad as he seems.
Well, wouldn't you say that Mr. Nelson was a touch bitter?
Touch? That would be understating it. Now you're about to meet the man who will be your direct superior if you become a member of this firm.
There's an election coming up, or are you out to lunch this year? Well, then discontinue your surveillance and finish the report. I want it this evening. Good afternoon, Mr. Townsend.
Albert, this is Charles Enright, Albert Shaw.
Welcome to the firm.
He hasn't made that decision yet.
Oh, sorry.
After you finish up here, come back to my office and we'll talk some more.
So you've given up the police department?
Yes, sir, I have.
For any reason we should know about?
Well, I'm still on very friendly terms with the department, as you're no doubt aware.
Rule number 1 around here has to do with relations between the firm and the police. Any matter an agent thinks the police should know about is to be forwarded directly and confidentially to Mr. Danziger. He alone makes the decision whether or not any specific information is given to the police.
Well, that should keep things nice and orderly, sir.
Given your prior activities, would you be able to abide by that rule?
It makes a lot of sense, Mr. Shaw. Unless I'm asked to do something illegal.
An agent is never asked to do anything illegal, Enright. But he is expected to be able to accomplish whatever mission is given him.
Well, I'm very good at carrying out orders.
Good. Then you should fit in.
Thank you.
A bit straight and narrow for our line of endeavor.
I like them straight and narrow.
Affirmative. 11 years of law enforcement experience can be quite useful.
The woman likes luxury. She could corrupt him.
Straight, narrow, criminal experience, and a tinge of corruptibility. Gentlemen, that is the quintessential profile of a good spy. That's all, thank you.
Evening, Commissioner.
What happened?
Councilman Herschel, sir. He was found dead.
What happened, Brady?
Got a call a few minutes ago from the neighbor. He smelled fumes, opened the garage door, and found the councilman slumped over the wheel, the motor running. It looks like suicide, sir.
People like Jerry Herschel don't kill themselves?
Yes, sir, but there's no evidence of anything else.
Have you had a look in the house?
Not yet. I just got the keys.
Let's go.
1750 Sycamore, code 2.
What are we looking for, Commissioner?
I don't know. Why don't you look upstairs? I'll look down here.
Commissioner? I think I found something. Could be your name on the outside. You read this? I glanced at it.
Jerry was being blackmailed.
If this is true, it could explain the suicide.
Give me the Coroner's report as soon as you can.
Sometime tomorrow morning.
Oh, and Ray, about this folder. Not a word to anybody, okay?
What folder is that, sir?
Welcome to the firm, Enright.
Thank you, Mr. Townsend. I really look forward to working with you.
It didn't take you very long to make your decision.
Well, after I talked to Faye, that's my fiancée, there wasn't much to decide. The best agency in town made me the best offer, and so here I am.
The mayor's very pleased with the way you trimmed your department's budget, JB.
Now, you tell the mayor that it wasn't easy. You know, Herb, I hope we can maintain quality education for this city.
I know that's your primary concern, and we'll do everything we can to help.
Except provide more money.
More doesn't always equate with better, JB.
Morning, JB. Herb, got a minute?
It's all yours, Stuart. I'm just making the rounds, trying to mend the financial fences.
I'll stop by my office later on. I got a roll of barbed wire you can have.
It's an election year, Stuart. You know how that works.
I'm beginning to, yes. Oh, Herb, I'm making arrangements for Jerry's funeral. Would you be a pallbearer?
I'd be honored.
I want to make sure that we're not heard or recorded, that's all.
Your office is bugged?
I don't know. I've had it checked, but I'm just not sure.
It's okay in here?
Yeah, here is okay. Mac, I'm in a state of shock over Herschel's death. Now, look, I know we didn't always agree politically, but I had nothing but respect for the man.
Oh, I know that.
Was he being blackmailed, too?
Looks that way.
They want more money from me. This is my mailbox this morning.
Pay them.
No. Look, I can't believe that just because I cheated on a college exam 20 years ago, they're gonna... Maybe it'd be better if I just explained it.
They have a lot worse things to say about you than that.
But they're not true.
I know that. But the one fact, surrounded by a lot of false allegations, would be enough to make you retire. And you're too good a public servant to retire.
One mistake in my life, and they're gonna hang me for it.
Not if you go along with it. I know you don't want to. But it's vital that they think they're getting away with it.
Tell me something, Mac. Did Jerry really kill himself?
No.
You know that for a fact?
No, I don't have any proof. Yet. He came to me for help. And I just can't believe that he would kill himself after I said I would.
Who do you think is the best person in the 3rd District?
Voigtlander or Wilson?
That is a loaded question for someone looking for a job.
But I've got a job.
No, I meant me.
And you've got one, too.
Hello, Arthur. Sorry I'm late. Come on in. Did Maggie tell you you've got the job?
Yes, sir.
She'll never make it as a spy. Anyway, I've checked you out and decided to give you a try.
Well, thank you, sir. I really look forward to working with you and Mrs. McMillan.
Mrs. McMillan?
Well, yes, sir. I had breakfast with Enright this morning, and he said if I got the job, I should expect to log a lot of hours with her.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. She does get involved around here now and then.
Enright says she's a unique lady.
Yes, you'll discover that. Anyway, your first chore is a bit awkward.
I've been there before, sir, in the public defender's office.
I want you to go to Oakland. Here's the address. The woman's name is Claire Rennick. I want you to find out whether or not Councilman Herschel was the father of her 6-year-old son. Very discreetly.
Yes, sir.
Hi, Mac.
Hi. Arthur Taylor, this is my unique Mrs. McMillan.
How do you do? Maggie's been telling me all about you.
Mrs. McMillan, I've heard a lot about you, too.
Good or bad?
You better get going with that.
Right. Very nice meeting you.
Uh-huh. Bye-bye.
What brings you down?
I just wanted to see a crime buster in action.
Ah, some crime buster.
Well, since you're having an identity crisis, how about I buy you lunch?
Can't. Too busy.
Too busy. You are blue. Well, the coroner says it was suicide.
Coroners have been known to make mistakes.
The only contusion being on the side of the face, the result of making contact with the ledge of the window of the car When overcome by fumes, Herschel slumped into unconsciousess.
He could have been hit over the head with a blunt object and then placed behind the wheel to make it look like suicide.
Why? Why is anyone trying to kill Jerry?
Blackmail. A lot of politicians have been blackmailed lately.
How do you know that?
They all came to me, just like Jerry was planning to do. In each case, they denied the blackmail charges, but a lot of half-truths have been distorted into sounding like fact.
Why don't they just deny them?
With an election coming up, if those charges were released to the press, a lot of good public servants would go down the drain.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Exactly. So bromide men in public office have learned to respect. Yes? Oh, okay, thank you. I have to talk to Jerry's campaign manager.
All right. I'm going to go home and have lunch alone with Mildred.
There have been worse fates.
Oh, really? You know what the menu is for today? The mystery loaf.
Mystery loaf? What's mystery loaf?
It's a mystery, silly. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Come on in, John.
Mac, I don't understand any of this. I took Jerry home at 5 o'clock. Okay, he was restless, preoccupied, but not despondent. Then he kills himself a half hour later. It just doesn't make any sense.
I know it doesn't.
What is it that you're not telling me?
Did Jerry commission any investigations recently?
Well, naturally, it's a common procedure prior to an election.
Who handled it?
The Danziger firm. They were running a check on Jerry's opponent and his backers.
Did they come up with anything?
Well, nothing we could use or would want to. What is this all about?
Did you know he was being blackmailed?
With what? I mean, he was clean as a whistle.
Are you sure?
I was his campaign manager, Mac. I was paid to be sure.
All right, I'll meet you there. Yeah, I'm leaving right now. Bye-bye.
You're leaving?
Yes, I have a luncheon engagement.
What about my mystery loaf?
It'll just have to remain a mystery till the next time, Mildred.
Well, can't you have your luncheon guest over here? There's plenty of loaf.
No, it's sort of a private thing. I'm having lunch with Faye Leonard.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, what's that supposed to mean?
I think you're looking for trouble.
I'm not. I just want to know her better.
Well, if you don't like her half as much as I think you don't like her, you're going to have one heck of a lunch.
Will you give me credit for a little tact? I'm doing this for Sergeant Enright's sake.
You know the commissioner does not like meddling.
I am not meddling. Besides, the commissioner won't know. Will he?
Are you asking me?
Is there anyone else here in the kitchen?
Listen, if you can't trust me, who can you trust?
Well, that's true. I'll probably be gone a few hours, Mildred, so if anybody calls, just tell them you don't know where I went.
Commissioner McMillan, please. Tell him it's Mildred. That's right, I'll wait.
Well, I sure am glad that you could make this lunch.
I was going out to my lawyer's anyway.
Ah. Well, how's Charlie doing with his new job?
Wonderfully. He's very happy.
I hope so.
I know so. Tell me something. Why is it you don't like me?
Faye, I don't dislike you. I'm just crazy about Charlie. He has made so many major moves so quickly. I just don't want to see him make a big mistake.
You obviously think he has.
No, I didn't say that.
Well, you didn't have to. I suppose you think that Charlie and I make sort of an odd couple.
Not an odd couple, just an improbable one.
See, the fact is, we love each other very much. I'm no child, and neither is Charlie. We do know what we're doing.
No, you don't have to explain.
The reason that I accepted this lunch is because I know how much Charlie cares for you and your husband. I would hate to think that bad feelings between us could spoil that relationship.
Faye.
Please forgive me. I'm late for an appointment.
Oh, wow, so am I. Listen, I'll take care of the check. You go on ahead.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Here you go.
I'll show you a few dossiers, give you an idea how assignments are worked up by our operators. If you pass through these lights, you'll kick the alarm. As you can see, the reports leave nothing to the imagination.
It looks like Mr. Danziger is a real stickler for detail.
We all are. Sloppy agents don't last long with the firm.
Tell me, sir, do you supervise each assignment?
Either Townsend, Nelson, or myself. There's nothing in the firm that one of us doesn't know about. The odds are the old man knows even more. See that you get a set of keys.
I don't believe you. You actually tailed Charlie's girlfriend.
I'm never telling you anything in confidence again, Mildred.
I think I better pack.
Stay, Mildred.
Leave, Mildred, but don't pack.
Oh, good. Then I'm not in hot water.
Just lukewarm.
Well, I don't mind lukewarm.
Leave, Mildred.
You can't win around here. Would somebody please tell me where my loyalty lies?
Who writes your check every week?
A telling point.
Who gave you that great big bonus last Christmas?
Yeah, but I spent that on presents for you.
What bonus?
I'm gonna let you two work this out. I'm going to bed.
All right. So I followed Faye. She's acting very strangely. Now, here I was being very friendly, and all she would do is act like she was trying to... Sure was a long day, I'm telling you. Guess we ought to go to bed, huh?
Yeah.
There was a bug down there. What's going on?
Keep your voice down. I don't know how sensitive the bug is.
I don't understand any of
I'll
this.
explain it to you later on, but in the meantime, be careful. You might say something I don't want the buggers to hear.
Max, somebody is listening in on our life. I don't like that.
Neither do I, but it's important the bugs stay in the house. I don't want them to know we know.
Well, in that case, let's not tell Mildred because it's obvious she can't keep a secret. Who's bugging us?
I don't know.
How did they get it in the house?
Our anniversary 2 weeks ago. The plant arrived by messenger.
All we have to do is find out who sent the plant and voila.
It came from the governor. But I checked it out. He didn't even remember our anniversary.
Well, thank goodness that they didn't put it in the bedroom. I mean, really, how can you make love when you know that somebody is listening in?
Very quietly. Are you sure you weren't being followed?
Yes, sir. I'm not wired either. I checked to be sure.
What's the matter?
It's the height.
Hold your breath.
I tried that. It doesn't help.
Well, close your eyes then.
Oh. Oh, yeah, that helps.
Now, what'd you find out?
Okay, this Townsend. He's very knowledgeable, sir. And very relaxed despite his son-in-law status. And there's Nelson, ex-CIA, spooky as hell.
Well, every big agency has to have one. Go on.
Yeah, and there's Albert Shaw, and he's a little bit shifty, and keeping my eyes closed isn't helping at all, sir.
Oh, well, don't worry. Come on, it'll be over soon.
It will?
Yes.
Oh!
Well, don't look.
Okay. Shaw seems to be the operations man of the place, and he reports to Townsend and Nelson, who don't like each other. And then, of course, there's the old man who I think knows just about everything there is to know about everybody.
Charlie, you're staring.
Yes, sir, I know. Can we get off now?
You can if you want.
Thank you. The politicians who are being blackmailed, sir, are either using the services of the firm or their opponent is.
Someone has a lot of information.
Yeah, well, those dossiers they have on file are absolutely scary, sir. They've stripped everybody right down to their birthday suit.
That's Nelson's touch. Every good dossier has at the back of it the initials SOI.
Well, the files are so thick, sir, I never got that far. What's SOI?
Sources of information. Those are the people most likely to be blackmailed. I want you to get everything you can listed under SOI.
It's going to be very difficult, sir. They've got an extremely extensive security system.
I know. I don't want you to remove anything. They're too smart for that. Use your camera.
Well, I'll do my very best, sir.
Blackmailing, ruining a man is bad news. When a blackmailer resorts to murder when a victim rebels. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
All I can tell you, Herb, is my district has one of the highest crime rates in the city. We need more police money in the budget, not less.
Jesse, the budget's up 8%.
And inflation's 12? We're in the whole 4%?
Morning, Herb. Jesse?
Commissioner?
The councilman sympathizes with you, Mac.
That and a dime will get us a cup of coffee.
At 20 cents.
Aha!
Do you have some time? I'd like to go over the budget with you.
Sure. Care to join us?
Yeah, no thanks. Jesse's already made his position crystal clear to me.
Come on. Hi, Maggie.
Good morning, Commissioner. Councilman?
No calls for a while.
Is it all right to talk here?
Sure.
I have a payment due later today.
Pay it. We're not ready to blow the lid yet.
I don't have it.
How much is it?
$2,000.
Wow.
Let them blow the whistle.
No. No, don't give up on me now.
I appreciate it, Mac, but I'm getting too old for this sort of intrigue.
You're not going down the drain, Jess, and you're not getting too old. Don't worry. These bills are marked. We'll get them back.
That's enough.
They were all politicians' dossiers.
What do you give them to?
Nobody. Found it this morning in his apartment.
Put it back.
Put it back?
Don't be a parrot, Albert. Do as I tell you. And put it back.
She's an unwed mother, all right. Her maiden name's on the boy's birth certificate. But Herschel wasn't the father.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir. She cashes a check every month from a businessman in Arizona.
Checks can be laundered.
No, sir. I talked to him. He's married now, but he admits he's the father. He just asked me not to tell his wife.
Did you talk to the mother?
She didn't even know who Councilman Herschel was.
He was being blackmailed on the basis that he was the boy's father.
Well, why didn't he deny it?
If he did, the reporters would go to the mother. She'd deny it. But it would be brought out that she's an unwed mother. People would be inclined to believe the charge. By the time Jerry was able to prove it wrong, the damage would be done.
Okay, but to kill himself?
Well, once again, points to murder, not suicide.
You wanted to see me, sir?
Sit down. Your identification papers.
Charles Kosinski?
You're going out of town on assignment. That's your code name.
Where am I going?
Los Angeles. You'll make contact with an agent there to pick up some information.
What kind of information?
There's no need for you to know that. This is a very sensitive assignment. It involves the government. Under no circumstances will you mention the Danziger firm.
Well, what if he asks me who I represent?
He won't. It's all been set up. Just hand the agent this sealed envelope, and he'll give you the information in return.
That's all?
Check into the Las Flores motel. The agent will contact you there. He'll use the name Erasmus.
Yes, sir. I have a few things to arrange, so I'll catch an evening flight.
Your transportation has been taken care of. You'll leave immediately.
Yeah, put your marker on there. $10 a night in advance. Oh, yeah, Kaczynski. There's a Mr. Erasmus in room number 4. He said to meet him there as soon as you check in.
Thanks. Kosinski. Hey, don't you think leaving messages at the desk is a bit...
Mildred, why do you always have to try out these little games on me?
Well, some members of the royal family have food tasters. I have game testers.
Why don't you try them out on your sister first?
Because she always wants me to try them out on you first. Come on, try.
All right. Father.
Mother.
Boy.
Girl.
Food.
Hunger.
Can't you do any better than that?
Well, I can only respond to what you give me.
Sex.
Can't remember.
Antique jewelry.
On the right.
Max gold watch.
Broken.
Gone.
With the wind?
Really, Mildred, it's really gone.
Well, don't look at me. I didn't hawk it.
I didn't say you hawked it.
I mean, it was there the last time I looked.
When was that?
Well, give or take a few days, about a year ago.
Funny.
Sad.
You're impossible.
You're late.
Bye.
Hello.
Ah, you Mel, sit down. And?
I can't find him anywhere.
Did you try the Danziger firm?
They just say he's not in.
In his apartment?
He didn't stay there last night.
Well, keep trying. She's late, I'll order.
I've never known her to be on time, sir.
I keep hoping she's going to surprise me.
Surprise.
Hi.
Hi, Henry. Oh, I think I'll have a green salad and a glass of iced tea.
I'll have the same.
Very good.
Don't forget the mayor's luncheon tomorrow.
I still haven't gotten over the last one.
Just be thankful he's only up for re-election every 4 years.
Mac, you remember the gold watch of my father's that I gave you on our anniversary?
Of course. I keep meaning to get it fixed.
Stuart McMillan, you are, to put it politely, jiving me.
I am.
You am? You gave it to Charlie at his farewell luncheon.
Why, you know I couldn't possibly be so cavalier as to give away a family heirloom like that.
Unless you knew you were going to get it right back, which means that the former Sergeant Enright is still the present Sergeant Enright, and he never quit. How could you do that to me?
Well,
You know, I don't know whether to be relieved or to be angry.
Well, they're not mutually exclusive.
You know, you're right. I think I'll be both.
Besides, I have a very good reason for not trying.
I can't wait to hear it.
Thank you.
It's probably one of those fancy investigations that you and Sergeant Enright are involved in.
It is.
Well, is it, dangerous? Gonna give me more than
It all started with a rather extensive blackmail ring against a group of politicians up for re-election, ending up with Jerry's murder.
Lord. Is Sergeant Enright all right?
Well, we hope so.
We hope so. We don't know.
Seem to have misplaced him temporarily.
Is the Dansker firm behind all of this?
We think so. All of the candidates being blackmailed have one factor in common, and that is using the Danziger firm in their campaign. Now, the only way to prove we're right is to infiltrate their operation.
So Charlie resigns, we give him the big party, he goes over to work for them, etc., etc., etc.
Right.
You could have told me that. I can keep a secret.
The house is bugged, for one thing. In the second place, You were so upset about Charlie leaving the department that anybody listening would have to believe his resignation was on the level.
You used me.
Shamelessly.
Just hope Sergeant Enright isn't in any real trouble.
So do I.
Your name. Your name.
Kosinski.
Again.
Kosinski.
Your real name.
Enright.
Who is Faye Leonard?
My fiancée.
Who is Faye Leonard?
My fiance,
Who do you work for?
the Danziger firm.
Who is the commissioner of police?
Stuart McMillan,
Who do you work for?
the Danziger firm.
Who's Faye Leonard?
My fiance,
Who's McMillan?
the commissioner of police.
Who do you work for?
The Danziger firm.
What city do you live in?
San Francisco.
What city are you in now?
Los Angeles.
How long have you been employed?
I have 11 years in pension.
Do you still report to the commissioner?
No.
Who is your fiancée?
Faye Leonard.
How old are you?
30.
How old are you?
35.
Your name. Your name.
Hello, Mr. Danziger. How's business?
Couldn't be better, Commissioner. Always a flourish during election year.
Thank you.
Care for a cigar?
I don't use them. Anything going on in town I should know about?
You'll have to be more specific.
Well, were you carrying on an investigation for Jerry Herschel?
Yes. Routine politics, nothing more. I was personally grieved when I heard of his suicide.
Are you sure it was suicide?
I have no reason to think otherwise.
Well, if you know anything that the police should know about, I'd like to hear about it.
Commissioner, if I had any information indicating criminal activity, I would have contacted the police. Failing that, I don't discuss my client.
I've said my piece, Adrian. Thanks for your time. Oh, how's Enright working out?
Just fine.
Do you mind telling me where he is?
Enright works for me now, Commissioner.
His fiancée hasn't seen him or heard from him in 2 days.
He's on assignment. That's all I'm prepared to say.
I'll accept that. But Charlie's a good friend of mine and a novice in your world. Now, Adrian, if anything happens to him, I'll hold you singularly responsible.
Your message rings loud and clear, Commissioner.
Where you been keeping yourself lately? Or is that a out-of-bounds question?
Yeah, out of bounds, yeah.
Hey, your outfit must have cost some bucks, huh?
Didn't cost me a penny, Ben.
You know, these turned out okay. Gonna take a little while to dry, though. You, want to go 2 out of 3 falls?
I've got other things on my mind, Ben.
Dinner soon, honey?
Promise.
To you.
Thank you.
You know, it's always a pleasure having cocktails with an attractive lady.
You certainly don't sound married.
I'm glad of that. To sound married would be a bore. Besides, being a husband doesn't mean one stops appreciating beauty.
Thank you.
And I'm flattered that you wanted to have a drink.
Well, actually, I was hoping that maybe you could do me a favor.
Certainly.
Where's my Charlie?
No, that's business.
It's not like him to just vanish.
Well, he's out of town on assignment. That's all I'm prepared to say. But the fact he didn't tell you is a good sign. We like loyalty at the firm.
You're sure he's all right, though?
Of course. But he won't be back this evening, so how about dinner?
How very considerate of you. I must be going now. Thank you very much for the drink.
How did you like the lunch?
Fine. I didn't touch a bite of it. How about you?
Oh, I had a bite of it. It bit back.
Well, at least the mayor's speech wasn't too bad.
Elections in 2 weeks, boy, he really came on strong.
Mac, now, don't get mad.
You wrecked the car.
No.
You're overdrawn at the bank.
No.
You've fallen for another man.
No, Mac. I followed Faye.
Now that makes me angry. You know we're not playing games.
She was with Townsend. They met at a very faraway place. They were practically smooching.
Did they see you?
Definitely not. I'm an expert gumshoe. Are they behind the blackmail?
You know what? You're a gem.
You're a mysterious man. All right, what are we doing?
Taking a stroll in the park.
On a weekday.
Why, Sally, Virginia. Where is your sense of romance?
Ha, ha, ha. You better come clean with me about...
Commissioner, I have them.
Oh, good.
I think I'm gonna faint.
Faye is a cop.
I know I'm gonna faint. I owe you 1,000 apologies.
I can't begin to count how many I owe you.
I thought you were awful.
Well, proves I was doing my job well. I've got to be leaving.
What about Enright?
Well, I'm working on Townsend.
Had any luck?
No, but then neither is he.
Keep at it.
I will, sir.
You know, Faye, one of these days we're gonna have to really have lunch.
I would love it. I've got to leave. Bye.
You know about the bug in the house.
You could have told me somewhere.
I had to do it this way. The fact that you followed Faye persuaded the blackmailers that she is what she appears to be. You gave a great performance.
You have become a very devious person.
How else does one deal with a blackmail ring? Now, don't talk about it in the house. Remember the bug in the plant.
I know. I watered it.
How long are you going to keep me here?
How would I know?
Look, Kaczynski, or whatever your name is. As far as I know, you didn't spill anything hot in that interrogation. Now, does that make you feel better?
Oh, I hardly even remember it.
Good. It's better that way.
Can't I talk to someone?
Look, I've got a job to do, and I'm doing it. Now, whatever they tell me to do next, I'll do that, too, so relax.
You mean to say that if they told you to kill me, you'd do that?
Of course.
That's the job. Now, let's just talk about something else, huh?
What do you think? I think it's going to be one of the West Coast teams this year.
Oakland or the Rams?
I don't know. You figure it out.
All right, now. Give me your keys. Where am I?
You're on a farm outside Ventura, California.
Ventura?
It's about 60 miles out of Los Angeles.
Taylor said you wanted to see me. Any of this true, Herb?
Some of it. Not the worst parts, though.
You're not the first.
What are you talking about?
There are others. I'm doing what I can to expose it, but it's tough, particularly in an election year. If you go public, you run the risk of ruining the careers of good men. If you let the blackmailers get a foothold, you run the risk of extortion for the rest of your life. With all of the public officials running scared.
Well, I'm running scared. This would cost me re-election.
I know. That's why you have to pay them.
Good evening, sir. This is for Commissioner McMillan.
Thank you.
Welcome. Good night.
Good night.
What is it, Dad?
Glad you're back.
Thank you very much, sir. Good to be back. And thanks for coming over at this hour of the night. I didn't want to use the phone. I was afraid of... Well, I don't know what happened. I was sent out of town on this assignment. And I was interrogated. I don't know by whom. And then I escaped.
What did they ask you about?
Well, sir, I was drugged, so I really don't remember too much. I do know that they asked me about my relationship with you, and I'm pretty sure I didn't tell them anything.
I found out from Townsend that it was Nelson that gave him the assignment.
Yeah, but they can always say that it was a routine operation, and that it was the other side that simply prevented me from getting the information I was supposed to pick up.
Yes, I'm sure that's what they'll say.
Are we any closer to knowing who the blackmailers are?
I think so. I've been studying those photographs you took.
Good. How am I to proceed now, sir?
Well, chances are your cover's blown. I'm afraid you'll have to report back to your office.
Working hard.
Mm-hmm.
This came in the morning mail. Welcome to the club. It says there that your wife is a promiscuous swinger and a user of drugs.
Where'd they get this?
Oh, that's my signature on a motel register. They have 7 more in there. They also have sworn affidavits from 7 different men.
This one looks real.
Oh, that's real. Do you remember that motel that we went to stay in Sausalito? The one with the water beds?
I thought I signed the register.
I got there first, so I went ahead and signed it.
Wow, you really are a swinger.
Uh-huh, a promiscuous swinger.
The worst kind.
Seriously, Mac, what are you gonna do? You can't deny it.
I know.
Why is anyone trying to blackmail you? You're not even running for office.
Because the best defense is a good offense. Must be getting close. Come in.
Oh, hello, Mrs. McMillan. Nice to see you again.
You too.
Commissioner, a messenger just arrived with us.
Thank you.
You're not gonna go, are you?
Of course. Loma Vista gas station, about a mile down.
Get back into your cab. Go half a mile south. Make a left to the abandoned incinerator. Pay off the cab. Deposit the money and leave.
I'm glad you were around. Why were you?
I've had Townsend under surveillance for a long time.
Why?
At first, just to see what I could get on him. But the old man was thinking of letting him take over the firm. I thought that was a bad idea. Townsend just didn't have the talent for it.
Dandinger is a pretty good judge of talent.
Not where his son-in-law was concerned. I knew I was onto something when I discovered Townsend making deposits of money unaccounted for in safety deposit boxes. But I had to have more than that before I took it to the old man.
How did he get the money?
Some forms of extortion. I couldn't be sure until I saw an actual payment being made. But now I'm sure. But don't worry. The incident will be kept confidential.
It isn't just me. There are quite a few politicians involved.
I gathered as much when I discovered Enright taking pictures of the company's file.
Who put him through the ringer?
I did. I staged the assignment so I could interrogate him without making him think he'd blown his cover.
Did Townsend know about it?
Mm-hmm. Enright's a very good man, Commissioner.
Hmm.
But one minor slip was enough to tell me he was a plant. He said, I have 11 years in pension. He'd have used the past tense if he really did quit the police department. Get in. I'll drive you home.
Who bugged my house?
Shaw. On orders from the old man.
Why?
He wanted to make sure Enright's leaving the department was all on the up and up. I apologize for the firm. But it's over.
You know Townsend couldn't have done it alone.
Why not?
For the same reason you find him unqualified to run the firm. Someone else is calling the shots.
Like myself or the old man?
Possibly.
With Townsend out of the way, you'll never know for sure, will you?
Stop by the drop site. I want to pick up my money. Now, how about a martini?
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry I used you the way I did, Art.
Well, as long as it was for a good cause.
What about my apology?
For what?
For not taking me into your confidence about Sergeant Enright?
I didn't even tell Sally.
Oh, well, we all know the missus can't keep a secret, whereas I certainly have a lot of work to do.
Art, I'm going to recommend you for a position in the mayor's staff. That is, if you want to, and he gets reelected.
Oh, thank you.
You make it sound like it's all over.
It is, but it isn't.
Heard?
Good afternoon.
Good of you to come out, Stuart. Hey, care for a drink?
No, thank you.
I'm to make my payment tomorrow. I was wondering if it's still necessary.
I don't think so.
That's a relief. I take it then that with Townsend dead, the blackmail ring has been broken.
Not exactly. But then it'd be pretty asinine to make a payment to yourself.
What are you talking about?
The Denziger firm has a file on every blackmail victim. What you didn't cover up was your name on the SOI list. You're the only one who appears in every file.
Stuart, you're on a fishing expedition. After 31 years around City Hall, I would quite naturally be a major source of information.
True, but when Townsend told you about Enright, you came to me, posing as a victim, hoping to find out where my investigation would lead. That was a big mistake.
That's going to sound preposterous in the courtroom, Stuart.
When I didn't call off the investigation as you had hoped, I became a target.
By your own deductions, one of the other victims could be behind it.
Everyone knew about the investigation. If they wanted to blackmail me, they would have done so a long time ago, before you entered the picture.
You can't prove a thing.
Maybe I can't. But then, I haven't ended my investigation either.
What could you possibly find?
All that money you raked in, it's got to be somewhere. I'll find it.
Even if you find money's unaccounted for, you still have no proof.
I have enough to blast you in public, Herb. You're a politician up for re-election. By the time I get through with you, the people of San Francisco will have retired you from public life.
That's just...
Your ammunition has been replaced with blanks. If I didn't have a case then, I do now. Open and shut.
I sure am glad you're back, Sergeant.
Thank you. I didn't think I was going to make it.
I know.
No, I don't think you do. You see, old man Danziger asked me to stay on at the firm. Same big office, same salary, the works.
Really?
And you told him no.
Well, actually, he said he'd think it over.
Mildred,
Was that a secret?
you know, champagne always makes me hungry.
Well, what time are our dinner reservations?
8:30.
Well, we should have plenty of time.
That watch is never right.
Oh, I had it fixed, sir.
Good, then you can give it back.
I was just getting used to it.
Well, we'll get you another one when you really retire.
But that's going to be 20 years from now.
Your next birthday, then.
It's a deal. Cheers.
Cheers.
Excuse me. Congratulations, Faye,
What?
on the swift completion of our appointed appointments.
Figure that.
Faye, now that this whole blackmail thing is over, how about a real date?
Well, I sort of go with someone off and on.
Oh.
But right now it's more off than on.
Oh. Well, in that case, I'll give you a phone call.
It's unlisted.
Well, they certainly make a perfect couple.
Sally, Virginia, you're a woman of fickle temperament.
Well, that's what keeps you interested, isn't it?
Mesmerized.